Hello students, how are you? Take care of yourself, your parents and your siblings during COVID-19. Use masks. Okay? Dear students, I am Vinay Kumar Singh, lecturer English at Sardar Patel Inter College Chirgaon, district Jhansi. In this video, I am going to teach you comprehension. Students, in previous video, I taught about comprehension. In this video, we are going to study comprehension. Students, there are different kinds of passages or comprehensions. We should know factual passage. What is factual passage? Factual passage is based on facts. It includes some parts about the physical aspect of a subject. It includes instructions, descriptions, or report. It helps students to get a detailed view of the subject and develop a complete mental picture of a specific person, place, object, or being. Factual passages are based on facts. Second type of passage or comprehension is discursive passage. Discursive passage includes argumentative, interpretative, and persuasive texts. Such passages may include opinion and feedback. It allows students to arrive at a conclusion through reasoning, understanding, rather than intuition. It presents a balanced and objective approach towards the subject being discussed. Students, the next one is literary passages. Literary passages may from the fiction, from autobiographies, from biographies, from travelogues, from poems. These may be extracts from the parts means fictions, biographies, autobiographies, and travelogue, etc. Questions are asked. These questions may be from these extracts may be from your textbooks. So we should keep in mind different kinds of comprehensions, passages. Students, before I start teaching you how to give answers based on the reading of the passage, I would like to give you some tips. Tips which will be very helpful to you to find out the answers and score good marks in exams. Students, first of all, first tips is you should read the passage very carefully. Each and every line should be read very carefully. Reading of the passage twice will be very helpful to you all to find the answers. It will be very helpful to you. Secondly, while you are making a reading, you are reading the passage, you should underline the difficult words. You should know that on the basis of these difficult words, you may be tested in vocabulary questions. When vocabulary questions will be asked, you may be tested. Your understanding may be tested. Second thing, third thing, when we are studying or reading the passage, we should focus on the beginning and end of the passage. The beginning part and the end part of the passage is very important. We should focus here because the beginning and the end part has some very important information about the whole passage. So we should focus here. Next one is, while we are giving answers to the questions, we should be very clear that we have understood the questions very well. We have understood the questions so that we may answer correct and to the point. When you are giving answer, use your own words. It means write the answers of the questions in your own words. Modify the words, modify the sentences in your own language, and the answers of the questions should be relevant one. Next one is, your answer should be based on the passage, inference, and the information given in the passage, not from the outside sources. Okay, be sure while answering the questions that you are using the same tense in which the questions have been asked to you. Students, while giving the answers, we should always follow the tips I have provided to you. Now, let's start reading the passage and understanding it from passage to passage. Then finally we'll come on the questions based on the reading of the passage and we'll try to answer the questions. Students, the whole paragraph, let's read. It is said that everyone lives by selling something. Everyone is earning his livelihood by selling something. A teacher sells his knowledge. A philosopher sells his wisdom. A priest, a religious leader sells his spiritual comfort to people. In this world, everyone lives by selling something or other things. Okay? Although it is very easy to measure the value of the goods, it's very easy. While on the other hand, it is very difficult to measure or estimate the price or the value of the services. Okay? It is extremely difficult. The services to estimate, to find the price of the services people provide us. People perform for us. Sorry. There are times when we would willingly give everything we possess to save our lives. Yet we might grudge paying a certain high fee for offering us precisely the same service. Sometimes when we are facing different very adverse situations, we are ready to spend all the money, all the wealth, all the riches which we possess. But while we have to face, we have to pay the fee of of a surgeon, we grudge. We do not pay, we like to pay the services of the surgeon. The conditions of the society are such that skills have to be paid for in the same way that goods are paid for at the shop. We should know that just as we go to the shop, purchase goods, services should also be paid. Everyone has something to sell. We should know that everyone has something to sell and earn his livelihood with that, selling that service or goods. Tramps seem to be only exceptions to this general rule. Sorry. Tramps means such persons as have no home, no jobs, move from place to place. बेकाम के लोग, आवारा लोग जैसे कह सकते हैं, निकम्मे लोग. यहाँ कहा गया है दे आर एक्सेप्शंस. Beggars almost sell themselves as human beings. Beggars, we know, who beg in streets, in our areas, come and they beg something, they beg themselves as human beings to arouse pity of the passers-by. They beg themselves as human beings to arouse the sense of pity in us and the people who are passing by there. They have nothing to sell and require nothing. Sorry. But real tramps are not beggars. But sometimes we confuse tramps and beggars. We understand them same. But it's not true. The tramps have nothing to sell and require nothing from others. They don't want anything from others. In seeking independence, they not sacrifice their human dignity. In order to find independence, in order to secure their independence, freedom, they don't want to sell their human dignity. They don't lose their human dignity. A tramp may ask you for money, but he will never ask you to feel sorry for him, like beggars. He will never expect you to feel yourself you sorry for him. This is basic difference between tramp and beggar. He has deliberately chosen to lead the life and is fully aware of the consequences. A tramp has chosen this way of life on purpose. Knowingly, he knows the consequences, the results of such life. He is not it's not so that he is unaware of the results of such life as he is leading. He may never be sure where his next meal is coming from, but he is free from the thousands of anxieties which afflict other people. He is not sure about his meals, about his lunch, breakfast, and dinner, but at the same time, he keeps away from thousands of anxieties, problems that people generally face in their life. The sufferings people face in their life. He is free. He is totally free from such things. His few material possessions make it possible for him to move from place to place with ease. And he had nothing, so it's very easy for him to go from one place to other. To move from one place to other, it's very easy because he has nothing, almost nothing on him. By having to sleep in open, he gets closer to the world of nature than most of us ever do. In this process, sometimes he has to sleep in open, and by sleeping in open, he is more closer, he is closer to nature in the comparison of us, in most of people who ever do so. Means a tramp is very close to nature. Here the passage tells us, he may beg, hunt, or steal occasionally to keep himself alive. He may, in times of real need, do a little work, but he will never sacrifice his freedom. He may work, he may hunt, he may steal, even steal, and occasionally, from time to time, when he requires, he is in real need, he may work also. But in during these types of works or situations, he never loses his freedom. He takes care of his freedom, his independence. That is special. That makes a tramp special and different from a beggar. We often speak with contempt for tramps and put them in same class as beggars. Generally, what happens? We look a tramp or tramps with disgust. We generally put them in the same category, in the category of the beggars. But this is not the reality. If we observe us very closely, we find that many of us, if we tell honestly, we try to disclose the fact honestly, we are envious of a tramp. Why? Of their felt, we have not felt the passage says that the line says that we often speak with contempt. Contempt is hatred for tramps and put them in the same class as beggars. But how many of us can honestly say that we have not felt envious of their simple way of life and their freedom from any care of the world? There will not be a single person who will not be envious of the lifestyle of the tramps. They are totally free from the anxieties of the world, from the problems and difficulties of the world, and they are free. They enjoy complete freedom. So, students, I have discussed the whole passage with you. I have told the meaning, also explained to you. So, here come to the next part. On the basis of the reading of the passage, answer the following questions briefly. Okay. The first question is, we should know two types of questions will be asked from the comprehensions, from the passage, reading section. Students, there will be three questions, short questions, understanding your comprehensive abilities for 3 marks each. And second type of question will be based on vocabulary. Okay. The second type of questions, there will be two questions, 1.5 marks, 1.5 marks for each. In this way, 3 marks, okay, and 9 marks for the short questions. So let's see the questions and deal them one by one. What does the author mean by the statement, everyone has something to sell? What does the writer here want to say? By the statement, everyone has something to sell. Here the answer is, here the writer, the author wants to say that every person in this world lives by selling something. A teacher lives by selling his knowledge, just as a priest sells spiritual comfort, and a philosopher sells his wisdom. Okay, this is the meaning. Next, come to the second question. What is difference between a beggar and a tramp? Students, दूसरा प्रश्न ये है कि एक ट्रैम्प और एक बेगर, भिखारी और एक आवारा व्यक्ति में, निकम्मे व्यक्ति में क्या अंतर है? स्टूडेंट्स, वी नो दैट अ बेगर sells himself as human being to arouse the sense of pity in the passers-by. He sells something, one thing, while a tramp has nothing to sell. He has nothing to sell. A beggar asks for money, a tramp also asks for money. But he has nothing. He never wants the people providing money to him to feel sorry for the tramp, while the beggars want to arouse sense of pity for them. This is difference. Thirdly, the difference between a beggar and a tramp. A tramp enjoys complete freedom. He loves his freedom. And he keeps himself completely away from the anxieties that may put him in suffering. These are the basic difference between a tramp and beggars, as I told you. Now come to the third question. How are tramps closer to nature than normal people? We studied that in search of food, a tramp may move from place to place. He may be moving from place to place, and sometimes he will have to sleep in open. Many times he has to sleep in open, and while sleeping in open, he is closer to nature in the comparison of us normal people. By sleeping in open, he gets himself, a tramp gets himself closer than most of normal people who ever do so in their life. So he is very much close to nature. He is very much close to the nature. Students, come to the second type of question based on vocabulary. Which word in the paragraph second means as feel aggrieved about? Feel aggrieved means feel sad, feel sorry about. Here the expression feel aggrieved in the second paragraph matches to the word grudge. Here let me underline it, grudge. Okay, students, grudge. Okay, feel aggrieved about match to grudge. Grudge means feel aggrieved about. Now come to the second question. B. Which word in the paragraph third means that same as cause suffering to? In the third paragraph, there is a word afflict. This is the word. I have underlined it. And anxieties which afflict. Afflict is the word that means cause suffering to. Students, I hope you will have got answers of all the questions. The answers will be quite clear to all of you. I think you will be also be able to understand how to answer the questions based on comprehension. Students, once more I would like to suggest you, advise you to read the passage carefully, underline difficult words, make sure that your answers should be relevant to the questions and you have understood the questions well. I think you will have proper understanding and will have also developed the skill of answering the questions based on the paragraph through reasoning and understanding rather than intuition. Students, in next video I'll be present to give you and teach you another passage, another piece of comprehension. Okay, thanks.